I want to jump right into President Biden's announcement. Doesn't this undercut the GOP's main argument that the Democratic candidate is just too old?
Well, not necessarily. I think what we're seeing here is that there's a stark contrast in the policy perspective. And I really feel like that is truly what we're focused on the Republican side. Yes, Joe Biden was someone who did not have the mental capacity to continue to serve. But at the end of the day, what we're focused on is really the stark contrast. We're talking about open borders currently versus the secure borders we had with President Trump, high energy prices today versus the lower energy prices we had with President Trump, food inflation high today, wasn't high when President Trump was in office. And those are really the contrast that we are focused on. And we said that from the beginning, whether it was going to be Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or any other candidate.
It seems like the party is focused much more on policy, but the candidate, former President Trump, fired back at President Biden overnight with almost a dozen posts. And I want to read just 3 of them, too, because I'm curious to get your thoughts. Former President Trump wrote online, "Who is running our country right now? It's not Crooked Joe. He has no idea where he is. Biden never had COVID. Republicans should be reimbursed for fraud." This doesn't sound like a unifying message. Are you concerned that he's not capturing the moment to try to pick off some of these independent or undecided voters when he uses language like that?
Well, I do think it is a valid question to ask who is the person or who the people who are running the country. I've been asking that since the debate. Clearly, the man, Joe Biden, that was on the debate stage is not the person capable of running our country. And so there are some far left individuals within this administration who are not elected, who are making critical decisions. And what they've done, quite frankly, has been really hurtful to the nation. It is costing Americans a lot of money with high inflation. It continues to make our country unaffordable. People are struggling to put food on the table and pay their rent and pay their electric costs. And of course, the open border, it's created a real mess. They're letting murderers, they're letting rapists, gang members, drug dealers into our country. And Americans, particularly those in New York City that are seeing the impact of that on a regular basis, making them very concerned about our national security and public safety. So it begs the question, who is or who are the group of the individuals who are running our country? So I think it's valid. I may have expressed it in a different way, but certainly these are valid questions. And the truth is the Democrats have been lying to the public. They've been saying that President Biden was fine to serve, that there were no issues. Kamala Harris was one of the biggest advocates trying to convince the public that Joe Biden was okay to continue. And that has not been the case, and it has put our national security at risk.
All right, Congresswoman, I only have about 30 seconds left, but what is the biggest challenge for former President Trump, assuming he faces Vice President Harris as the main nominee?
Look, I think, again, this is the Biden-Harris administration that has been a disaster for the country and is hurting the American people. I think President Trump just needs to focus on his policies, cutting taxes, improving jobs, making sure there's opportunity for Americans, lowering costs, making our country more affordable, securing our border, and restoring public safety. That's his agenda. That's what he did last time. That's what he will do again if elected.
We'll see how it plays out. Congresswoman, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.